Welcome to Cringe and Tell with me, Alyssa, the funny mummy. From daily cringe and epic embarrassing moments to being mortified by our children, join me and my amazing guests as we confess all and have a good laugh at ourselves and each other, and most importantly, put perfection in the bin. Hello everyone and welcome to Cringe and Tell. I am so excited today because I have a very fabulous guest. She's looking fabulous. You need to actually check out the video of this recording because this lady is so stylish and that is what she is known for. I'm so excited to have the fabulous Nicky Hambleton-Jones on my show today. She's an executive personal stylist, a TV presenter. Do you remember 10 Years Younger, which I used to be obsessed with? That was Nicky. And now she's on Vanessa. She's on This Morning. She's written 5 books. Her recent book, Bolder Not Older, is absolutely brilliant. And she's on a mission to help women look and feel their best at any age. Welcome, Nicky. It's so lovely to see you. How are you, my darling?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here. And full disclosure, everyone, this is the second time that Nicky has been here because I mucked up the sound the first time we did it, and Nicky's so kindly coming back to talk to me again.
And I'm the blonde one, right?
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. But it's me. And this is why I was telling Nicky I actually avoided doing a podcast for so long because I'm such a technophobe. But it's also a sign that you just got to do things. Doesn't matter if they're not perfect straight away. And if you've got lovely friends like Nicky, they will come back and give it a go again with you because, you know, we're all just giving it a go, aren't we, at the end of the day? So how are you? How's your week going?
Well, it's only Wednesday, but it feels like it should be Friday.
I feel like that. I feel like it's been a really long week, but it's Wednesday.
I know. I was packing my daughter's bag this morning for school, and I automatically looked at Friday's timetable, and then I was like, oh, no, it's only Wednesday. It feels like it's been I think the weather's been so miserable, which just
hasn't
makes
it?
it feel
So
longer.
Rainy, but it's quite nice today.
Beautiful today.
Beautiful today. And I've actually had a very intense start to my day. I got in my ice bath for the first time in a long time.
Oh, God,
Nicky's
that's
like,
hard work.
no thanks.
Is this in your back garden?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That just sounds like torture. Did you enjoy it?
It is. When you get in there, when you first get in, it is pure torture. But then something happens around the 2-minute mark where all your troubles go away and your mind clears, which is what I'm in it for.
Because everything's frozen and can no longer
Because you're literally frozen. You're frozen. So your brain's frozen. It's quite an extreme way to get some peace, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. So you mentioned you packed your daughter's bag. How are mornings for you? Are they quite chaotic school mornings? Are they quite kind of calm?
Yeah,
Do you have
it's
your
crazy.
shit together? Is it crazy?
My son usually leaves anywhere between 6:15 and 7:15.
Oh, wow,
for
it's
school.
early.
So we're up early and we've got to make his packed lunch and then get him out the door.
Oh, that's nice.
And I have this weird thing that I have to give my kids a kiss goodbye in the morning.
Oh.
You know, I just can't let them go because I don't know, it's just a weird thing.
Oh, I love it.
And then I can never get my daughter out of bed. So that takes at least half an hour of coaxing. And then it's like, can you help me get dressed? And then it's like, okay, can you pack my bag? And it's just, can you brush your teeth? You know, it's just
everything.
It just takes so much energy before you've even sat at your desk, right?
Yeah, and it's the things you're asking them to do that they do every day, but it seems like news to them that they need to get dressed and they need to brush their teeth. And
why are we still talking about it and fighting about it?
Exactly. And remind me how old your children are
Well,
again?
I mean, my daughter's 12 and my son's 16, so they're not young, but we're still fighting about the brushing teeth for the 12-year-old.
For sure. Lola's 11 and I'm with you. It's the same thing. And I feel like I'm always chasing my tail with things that I'm supposed to pack for her, well, that she should remember too, really. I mean, she does sometimes, but you know, the school, they change the days on whatever's happening that day, whether it's PE or forest school, or she's got a football match today that I didn't know about till 2 days ago. So suddenly I'm like running around looking for shin pads that I didn't even know that we had. It's just outrageous. And then, like you said, you're exhausted and it's like, it's not even like it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to go back to bed and think, oh my God, I need a break. That you need an ice bath. Maybe that's what I need.
Nicky. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite niche, the fact that I do ice baths. I'm actually going to Iceland in a few weeks, or in March, to go and jump in cold icy water. I'm
God.
absolutely terrified. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway, I'm doing it. So you're very busy at the moment. I've seen you. You're everywhere doing wonderful things. So it seems like things are going really well for you. I've just recently seen you on Vanessa, and you've got lots of exciting things going on at the moment, haven't you?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a long time working back to getting out there. So I'm just
Yes.
appreciating every moment. Long
Yes.
way to go still, but I think, my book, and I'm fashion director for Platinum Magazine, and doing things like Vanessa and events. It's just my happy place. At the end of the
Oh,
day, I love doing what I do. I love transforming people and making them feel good, and I love inspiring people to be better versions of themselves. So the more I get to do that, the happier I am.
I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy for everyone who gets to work with you, because you really do. You do such fantastic stuff, and I've seen lots of your transformations, and people just, and you're right. People, by dressing, in a way that makes you feel fantastic, it can just change everything and lift your mood,
Yeah.
and that has ripple effects, doesn't it? Beyond.
Totally. It's such a small thing, but your clothes can completely change your energy, your opportunities, how you feel about yourself, how you look at yourself. It's just, I always think, like if you say to someone, come on, it's January, you've got to get your health in order, you've got to go dry January, you've got to get in that ice bath every morning, you've got to, all of that is so much effort and, quite frankly, torturous in places, right?
Yeah.
But I just say, get some advice, get better clothes, be a little bit more daring with your wardrobe, and actually it's instant feel good
Yeah.
and fabulousness, and there's no
Yeah.
torture involved, and yet people are so reticent and nervous to do that, like it's jumping
Yes.
into the fire, but actually no one cares.
Yeah.
It's all about you. No one
Yeah.
actually is worrying about you. They're just worrying about themselves, right? So you can
Yeah.
pretty much do and wear anything as long as you feel good in it and own it. No one else is hyper analyzing you. And I think that's the bit that holds people back so much, is they always think everyone's critiquing. Oh, is that right? Oh my God, is she too old for that? Oh, actually, most people just don't care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's all about really embracing, being bolder, being more adventurous, wearing colour, and just enjoying your wardrobe rather than feeling invisible and hiding away and feeling self-conscious.
I love that. And actually, that really sort of goes into this podcast and what I'm trying to do with it, sort of shaking off feelings of cringe and embarrassment. I used to dress mostly in black myself. I was always trying to find anything that was slimming. And by slimming, it was like make my kind of body disappear a bit.
Yeah.
And I'll just wear black. And then that's the best thing to do. And it's really taken some kind of courage, actually, from me to go, right, no, I'm wearing bold colours now. I'm going to wear figure hugging stuff. And it doesn't matter if I'm not a size, whatever. What's the size these days? 10, 0, I don't know. Not slim, like I always used
From
to
your
have.
perspective, right? At the end of the day, there
Exactly.
isn't like this is
Yeah.
the perfect size.
Yes, yes.
It's how you feel.
It's how you, and exactly. And I always used to think, no, I'm too big, and I need to sort of hide that. And so I'd always just go for the black. And I think it was that worry about, people will think, she's got, like back fat, or she's got this sort of muffin top, she shouldn't be wearing that, or it's just too much what she's wearing. And I think I've really started to embrace the too muchness of myself and trying, like I said, to shake off the cringe of anything like that. But it
Yeah.
is difficult, isn't it? I do think people struggle with that. You must find that when you're working with
Totally,
people.
because you do feel if you're putting yourself out there in something that is vibrant and eye-catching, that people are just going to notice you, which they are, but they're not going to be looking at the bulges. They're just going to be looking at the fact that you're vibrant, you're wearing a fabulous outfit, and they're probably thinking, wow, she isn't the skinniest person out there, but look how amazing she looks. I think that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And let's face it, the majority of women are not a perfect shape.
Yes.
I think we think the whole world out there is walking around with, flat stomachs, especially in the midlife, and fabulous figures. They aren't. They
Yeah.
are the minority. Majority of women have curves, and the menopause hits, and all of a sudden fat rolls in places you didn't even know was possible to get a fat roll. That's how everyone's feeling.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you've got a shape that we've all got, and you are just embracing it and showing how to style it and work with a great print and using that there's element of distraction with a print or a great fabric or outfit, everyone's just going to look at that and go, wow, I want some of that. That's so inspiring. Rather than, oh my God, she's got back fat, she's got arm fat, why is she wearing that? Most people aren't thinking that.
Well, exactly. And at the end of the day, the perfect figure is the one you've got. I think, we all get hung up on what we should be looking like. I know I have for years. But actually, it's like, oh, if you just think, oh, actually, I look great. And I've got, I've got legs that make walking me around. I feel strong. I've been working out a lot lately, and not for any kind of to lose weight. It's to feel stronger, and I think that's helped my confidence as well. But you're right. I mean, everyone, and also like you said, no one cares. No one's actually looking and going, oh my God, like what does she look like? It's all in our heads a lot of the time, isn't it? And it's all that sort of self-consciousness.
And I think, as you say, it's about health rather than skinniness.
Yeah.
And it's about, with health comes energy and vitality.
Yeah.
And if you have those things, you automatically come across as younger, more vibrant, more youthful.
Speaking of back fat, I have to tell you, I was doing a show on Saturday and I asked the audience to tell me the most mortifying thing their children have ever said. And one lady, her 4-year-old, I think, said to her, Mummy, I love slapping your bum because it's like a tidal wave. And she was saying, then she put hashtag back fat. She said because when her child slapped her bum, it was like, blah, 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 blah.
And it went all the way up.
Yeah, all the way up. Ripples. Talk about ripple effect. It was hilarious. I thought that was brilliant. And she was there as well. She looked like she was wearing this amazing jumpsuit. She looked fabulous. And it was just, she just took a bow, like, thank you to my child for
pointing out my imperfections.
My ripples. I have got some fashion cringe moments that I look back on over the years, and presenting 10 years younger and working in, the industry that you do any kind of fashion cringe moments pop up in your head that you've either, with people you've worked with or even yourself, Nicky? Not that I can imagine this, with the amazing clothes that you're wearing.
Well, there was a time, this wasn't actually filming, I was in Topshop, old Topshop on Oxford Street when that was still around. And I'd gone to the loo and I'd come out and it was, probably, shall I say, the height of my fame, if there is such a thing. And people were constantly coming up to me and going, oh my, are you that girl of 10 years younger? It's almost like such a random thing to say because I'm always like, it's a yes or a no answer, and then what, right? And then they just go, and then they just walk away. It's just like, oh my God, like that's, but anyway, it happened all the time. And I guess this was pre-selfies and mobile phones, right? This is how long ago it was. So there wasn't that kind of a photo or anything. But anyway, I come out the loo and I'm prepping for a client, I think I was, and this lady comes up to me and goes, excuse me. And I literally just stopped. I don't think I even turned around. I was just waiting for are you that lady of 10 years younger? And I just turned around before she'd even said, and I just said, yes. And she kind of looked at me blankly and was like, oh, right. Okay, well, your dress is tucked into your knickers. I was like, okay, thank you so much for that. As I gently pull my dress out of my knickers with the bum cheek on show, walking around Topshop. And I was like, thank you so much for drawing that to my attention.
Did you want an autograph?
She literally didn't want an autograph. I don't think she even knew her. She was just being polite, but I felt so mortified that I had assumed that she wanted to chat to me because I was famous.
Just leave me alone.
Make that mistake again, right? Very humble now. Hi, yes, can I help you?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Just in case. Yeah, exactly. I had a moment a bit like that when I was in Centre Parks. I was sitting, just waiting for my daughter. She was running around doing the flumes. And someone started walking up to me. And I thought, oh, here we go. Because I sometimes have people recognise me from Instagram. And I thought this was one of those moments. So I did a big smile, ready for them to go, oh, you're the funny mummy. And they said, excuse me, just to let you know, your nipples are showing. My nipple had come out of my swimming costume. So I was just sitting there, basically my boob on show, at basically a children's family pool. So no, She was not recognizing me
Oh God.
from Instagram. It just humbles you, those moments, doesn't it? It's just like,
I mean,
okay.
I remember, I don't know if in the old days when I was in my youth, and you know how you would just put the same pair of jeans on every day, right? You would just like take them off the night before,
Absolutely.
throw them next to your bed, and the next
Yeah.
day you just put them on again. And I remember I had some kind of meeting or an interview or something, and I got dressed. I think it was very relaxed jeans and something or else. And off I go to the meeting, and I'm sitting there in this meeting, and I just looked down at my leg, and I noticed my lace knickers from the day before that I hadn't taken out of my jeans sticking out the bottom of my denim, literally just resting on my ankle there against my heels, and I'm just thinking, didn't take my knickers from the day before out of the jeans before putting them on, and they just got shoved down the leg and we're now dangling out the bottom
Oh, that's so
at
good.
this interview. Oh my God.
Oh, that's so funny.
I was just desperately
What did
trying
you
to like,
do? Did
well,
you
I
just
just
sort of
tucked them back
tuck them
up
back
and
in?
then walked very gingerly out that room, hoping they wouldn't fall out. I mean, it was
Fall out
just,
of the bottom of the
oh
Oh, that's
God.
so good, though. That's so funny. That is absolutely brilliant. That is.
Oh, jeez, honestly.
I love that. I love that. I find like with my daughter, she sort of takes a sort of leggings and knickers off, and I'll just find leggings attached to knickers all
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like take them off
Just
and they're all attached. There's
everything's
no
attached.
separation, which is
There's no,
kind of, I suppose, what I was doing,
it's
right?
exactly.
And then just put them on and then shove the knickers down the leg. Oh,
Oh, it's
God.
brilliant. I mean, I was, in preparation for chatting to you, looking back at some of my absolute fashion horrors from when I was younger. I used to think I was a Spice Girl, and I really
Ooh, which
loved
one?
Scary Spice was my vibe. Well, just desperate to be. And I have actually ended up dressing pretty much in leopard print and sitting on leopard print chairs. So I feel like I've carried this on. But when I was, how was I? Probably about 16, I bought a pair of black boots, platform boots,
Yeah,
and a pair of white ones so that I could wear
amazing.
one white and one black.
No.
Nicky, Nicky, why?
But what was the rest of the outfit? Was it also like all black down one side
Yeah,
and all
it
white
was
up the
black
other
and
side?
white. It was a black and white mini
I mean,
skirt,
it's quite
and
cool. I
it's a
mean, it's
bit
quite
much.
cool.
It's a bit over the top with the colour
It is
coordination.
over the top, but with your personality, I reckon you could totally carry that off, and everyone would be like, "Hey, Mike, wow."
They were something. They. I think they were like, but yeah, I loved it. I thought I looked absolutely amazing. I'm just thinking back now to so many fashion faux pas of my life. But you have shared a big cringe moment with me, and I feel like I need to share a big cringe moment with you, Nikki. So this is my worst one. Okay, so this is an exclusive here on Cringe and Tell, and this is, oh gosh, I didn't really want to relive this, but I was actually out for dinner with friends last night, and they were like, "Have you told this story on your podcast yet?" I was like, "No, I don't want to tell this story." They said, "You've got to," and I told them that I was chatting to you today. They were like, "Oh, this is perfect. You need to tell her about this." I was like, "Okay, fine,
Okay.
fine." So my husband was invited to be like an usher at a wedding,
Yeah.
usher, I think that's what it's called, and it was a Nigerian wedding. And they had sent all the instructions for what he was to wear and for me as his, partner to
Yeah.
wear. My husband said that he'd read the email and that we had to go and just get Nigerian outfits,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. So like
And I
very
was
colorful
very
African.
colourful. So I was like, okay, great. And we lived near Elephant and Castle at the time, and there was this amazing market where they had all these fabulous shops and you could go in and get things. So we really went to town. We went and had outfits made for us. So
Wow,
he had these
amazing.
multicoloured kind of
Like
like
shirt, long
loose,
shirt
yes,
thing with
exactly, that
matching
vibe.
trousers underneath.
Exactly. Very fabulous, very over the top, very colourful. I had this amazing skirt, all the colours of the rainbow, a top, and almost like
Did you have like a head thing?
I had a head thing.
Oh my
It
God.
wrapped around my head. Like,
Turban.
it was kind of like a massive turban, exactly, in all the matching colours of this outfit. And I said to Babe, this feels like a bit much, really. I mean, is this really what they told us to wear? He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They said, go full out. I was like, okay. And this was the first time that I'd ever met my well, now husband, but he wasn't my husband then, his friends. Okay, so
Okay.
I
Oh,
really
wow.
wanted to make a
So,
good impression.
yeah.
I hadn't met the bridal groom, and there were some, really close friends of theirs that were also there with
So you were
ushers,
like the
and
random plus one that
I
no
was
one
the
really cared
random plus
about,
one.
or you. Yeah.
Exactly. And I wanted to make a good impression, because you do, don't you? You want to make a
Of
good first impression.
course.
So I was like, okay. So getting there on the tube was a bit weird, because I was getting looks,
Did
there
you
with
wear
my.
the turban or did you put it on your
Yeah, I
lap?
did. I did wear it, actually, because it took quite a long time to sort of get
Secure
it,
it.
secure it. Exactly right. And so I was like, okay, I'm on the train. Everyone's looking at me, but it'll be fine, because this is what we're doing for this wedding. We're doing it for them, so it's okay. I got there to the wedding, walked in. It was in this huge hall, it was a really big, big Nigerian wedding. Lots of people, and I looked, and there were lots of guests there dressed like me, but they were Nigerian.
Yeah.
Okay, I looked around at the people who were not Nigerian. They were not dressed like this, Nikki.
No.
They were not dressed like this. I saw, it was almost like something out of a film. I saw them
Slow
coming in
motion.
slow motion, coming towards me. My husband's friends, and the other ushers and their wives and partners, they were all wearing the same material, but something from the same material, like a lovely pencil skirt or a tie, or like a blazer. And I was like, what is going on here?
Okay,
None
so
of
still
them.
quite vibrant, but not the whole ensemble.
No, but also we weren't wearing that material. We were
No.
wearing
Oh my God, you'd
random
gone off piste.
rainbow, multicolored, like ridiculously, nothing to do, basically nothing to do with what we were supposed to wear. The email had said, here is a picture of my family's material. Please have something on your outfit that has this, whether it's a pencil skirt or a tie. My husband had completely misread it.
Oh my
He'd just
God.
seen wear a Nigerian outfit. I don't even know
Yeah.
where he got
Yeah.
it. I think he hadn't even read it, Nikki, to be honest with you. And he got this idea in his head. I looked like a complete idiot in my turban and my full Nigerian. I looked like I was taking the piss, basically. And I was in costume. And these lovely women, like my husband's friends, came running over to me because they saw my face was like, they were like, don't worry, don't worry,
Oh,
don't
that's
panic.
nice. They didn't all go, what a twat.
They were very sweet, but I said to my husband, what a twat. I was furious, Nikki. I ripped the turban off my head. I ran out of the sort of church hall, and I called my sister. I was like, I can't believe I'm at this Nigerian wedding and I look like this. Whereas every other person who wasn't Nigerian was literally just wearing something like a skirt
Yeah,
with this
or a,
material. Like
oh
one of
my,
those little pocket
yeah,
things.
pockets,
Handkerchief.
handkerchief, yeah, or
I
like a
mean,
little, yeah, flower or a Alice band,
yes, Nikki,
earrings and
exactly.
the colours.
Something very, very small and tasteful. Not an entire outfit that wasn't even part of, it didn't even have the material on it anyway. So I looked like an idiot, and I spent the rest of the wedding. I didn't really enjoy it because I just was
Oh
just
God, no, that's
mortified.
just, yeah.
I mean,
But then I'm sure once the dancing started, no one cared,
yeah,
right?
no, I mean, and like you said, no one cares, but it was me. I got in a whole
Oh,
tiz about
especially
it.
because it was the first time. If you knew
Yeah,
everyone,
yeah.
they would have just been, oh my God, whatever. You would have owned it. And actually, I think brilliant
You've
is
got to
that
own it.
you made yourself totally unforgettable. So, like,
That's an understatement, but yeah, you're right.
it's just no one would ever forget you. You made that impression straight off. They were like, "That's the new girl on the
There
block.
she is with her
There she is.
turban.
Oh my God!" And they probably thought, "Wow, she's gone through so much effort."
I mean, that's
I mean,
true.
amazing. They probably were in awe of how much
It's
effort
so
that you'd gone
sweet,
to, and they just done a little
Nikki.
pocket square, right? And they're probably thinking, "Shit,
They
I've
were
known
jealous.
this.
You're
I've
right.
known the groom for so long, and this I got a pocket square, and she's done a bloody turban outfit." I
You're
bet
very
you.
sweet. You're very sweet. And actually, I wasn't part of the wedding like my husband was. He was an usher, and they had to do this dance that he obviously hadn't learned as well. He had no idea what he was doing. And he looked so ridiculous because he was wearing a completely different outfit. He was wearing these looked like pajamas, multicolored
Yeah.
pajamas, where everyone else was just wearing like a bit of this nice
Suit.
material, a suit. So he was the one actually who looked more of an idiot, which I felt was karma, to be honest with you.
Clearly, he redeemed himself because you did go on to marry him
I
despite that
did,
veil.
Nikki, you're right. And he still doesn't read instructions, and he still doesn't know what's going on. But
At
now
least he
I
didn't.
know.
At least
I
he
read
didn't.
them.
ever try and be anything that he wasn't, right?
You're right. Yeah, he's stayed consistent.
Great.
I've heard that you have a bit of an alter ego, Eva Storm, that you summon when you're trying to feel more sort of confidence in what you're wearing and what you're doing. Is this true, Nicky? And how does this help you?
It is true. So in my book, Bolder Not Older, I wrote about my alter ego, which I actually felt a bit stupid writing about. I was just like, is everyone going to think I'm such a crazy person for talking about this? But Ava Storm is my alter ego. And obviously, you know, having been at the height of fame and then losing it all and sort of trying to claw my way very slowly back, it takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, it does.
And there's days when I just don't have that courage and I've got a big meeting or I've got to come up with new ideas or I've really got to sell myself and get people on board believing in me again. And that's when I summon my alter ego, because I just know that I don't have the power within me to project that. So I turn myself into something else. So I have this image of Ava Storm and her characteristics very clearly defined and how she would respond and what she would say, and I just channel that. I kind of step into Ava. I dress like Ava.
Yes.
And I say, what would Ava say? You've got this, Nicky. You're on it. You're on fire, girl. Go out there, conquer the world. You know, and I just say that to myself in the mirror. And it just helps flick that switch. It kind of pushes those little demons off your shoulders that are saying, oh, you know, you're not good enough, or you're not this, or you're not that. You know how it is. And it just is literally like, boom, get my superhero wings out and just, you know, stand taller and prouder and just go out there and show them what you've got. So it really,
yes, Nicky.
It's a mental switch. What would Ava do?
This is a top tip, everybody, for dealing with your inner critic and your inner kind of cringeometer going, oh, I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. That's too embarrassing, or haven't got the confidence. Get yourself an inner cheerleader, alter ego. Beyonce does it.
Yeah.
Sasha Fierce.
Well,
Sasha
exactly.
Fierce.
And you
It's
must
a
do
great
it a bit.
idea.
How do you get yourself in the space before you go and do a show?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I do that. I do cheer myself on because I have a big inner critic that has been something that I've struggled with and still do struggle with all the time. And I have to kind of override that. But I've never thought of that as a kind of alter ego or a separate voice, but I really like the idea. I'm going to try it. I love it. Thank you so much.
I think it helps to be really almost create a visual picture of give that person a name, or your alter ego a name. What do they look like? What are their characteristics? And I talk about all this in my book. But the more you can actually visualize your alter ego, it gives them. It makes it easier to channel them when you need them.
I love that. I used to actually do a character called Ariadne, the Greek wag. She's a footballer's wife, and she was the reason I started doing comedy, because by doing her, I had the confidence, because she was more confident than me.
Yeah, so you stepped into her.
So I stepped
it wasn't
into her.
You.
Exactly. So I think I could maybe channel some of Ariadne's energy.
Absolutely.
She was based on some of these fabulous Greek women that I've met, because I'm half Greek along the way, who were just so confident and so like, oh, darling, and just very relaxed in their confidence. Do you know what I mean? They didn't have to try. They weren't trying to impress anyone. They didn't care what you thought. They're living their best lives, being fabulous. And I was always like, wow, how do you do that? So I thought to try to get on myself on stage to do stand-up comedy, I needed a bit of that. So I invented this character.
I mean, I think doing stand-up comedy must take so much courage and belief, because it's just you. You know, there's nothing else, right? To distract the audience if it goes wrong, if no one laughs, right? Even when I give talks and I crack a joke, and then you get some audiences that are like, oh my God, this is hilarious. And they're laughing along and it spurs you on. And then other times there's just nothing. And you've got to work really hard to kind of get anything out of that audience, right?
Oh, it's so hard when the audience aren't giving you anything. And I've had gigs where I'm literally telling jokes to silence for like 20 minutes. It's awful. But I just pretend. I had one of those a year or so ago. I thought, well, this is dreadful. It was in some weird hall. I don't know why I agreed to do it. You know, when you agree to do things and then you get there and think, what have I done? Why did I agree to do this?
Well, exactly, yes. And you, at the time, don't do it. But then you somehow do. And then you're like, I knew I shouldn't have done this. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Because we like to say yes to things, and
trying to be nice.
Trying to be nice. But I got there and I started, and the audience, they all looked like they were related. There weren't that many of them there, but they were like just sort of weird, miserable faces, scowling at me, like they hated me, and they probably did. I just wasn't for them, and that's the thing with comedy as well. You can, I tried to sort of think of different jokes to try, but at the end of the day, if I'm not their cup of tea, I'm not their cup of tea, and that's what comedy's like. It's so subjective. So I thought, well, this is not going to happen for me in this 20 minutes. There was literally like 20 minutes to tumbleweed, but also there's this man with his really, really heavy eyebrows at the front row, scowling at me.
Oh my God! Oh, that's so off-putting. That's when I would probably pick up on Mr. Eyebrows in the front row, who's clearly not laughing right now, because just out of desperation to feed off
exactly.
something.
I did do a bit of that. Yeah, I did do a bit of that. But oh goodness, yeah. I mean, that was brutal. It was pretty brutal.
You almost, I kind of think laughing is contagious, isn't it? So if you get a few people laughing, more people laugh. So my husband loves watching like comedy on TV and stuff. It's not really my thing, but if I'm with him, I just laugh because I'm laughing because he's laughing, and maybe what you need in the audience is some paid laughers just scattered around.
If anyone's listening and they're up for me paying them to come to some of my shows and laugh. But thankfully, Nicky, they do laugh most of the time.
It's not needed. It's not needed. I was just thinking of that time. I think of myself, turning into a comedian, thinking that's what I would do.
I'll come and be a fabulous audience member for you, Nicky. I think I'm a really good audience member. And I think if you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, when I go to comedy nights, I don't always laugh, even if I find it funny. Laugh. Please, we need you.
Yes.
Also, not just comedy. When someone fabulous like Nicky's giving a presentation, they need you smiling at them. They need you reacting.
Absolutely. Engaged. Act like you want to be there. Don't look down and at your phone and... all of
absolutely.
That stuff. So
the distracted phone. I had someone on their phone at a show recently, and I was like, "Get off your phone!" And it really distracted me. No, because she got off it in the end, and I should have. Sometimes it's a balance whether you say something, and then the whole audience is then focused on them rather than on you, or so it's a tricky one sometimes. But if they're causing a ruckus, always, I give it back to them, Nicky. But this lady was just on her phone, and it's mums in my audience most of the time as well. So if I say anything, they'll probably be like, well, I'm just texting the babysitter because my child's not well. And then you feel really bad. You're like, okay, carry on. I hope they're okay. Oh, God. But yes, totally we do need people, because I have shows where people are not smiling at me. They're doing like a resting bitch face situation, like at me. And then they'll come up to me and say, oh my God, I loved that. I'm like, tell your face, please.
So weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So yes, there you go. Please come along to see us. Smile and laugh, everybody. Thank you very much. Nicky, do you embarrass your children? I need to ask you this. With you go out there, you're wearing fabulous pink clothes, amazing clothes all the time. I'm out there wearing head to toe leopard print. Lola does sometimes get mortified by me, not just by my clothes, just by me as who I am. But does this happen to you?
100%. I mean, I thought the fact that I am fashionable, I make an effort, I would be the best mom ever, right?
Yeah.
But actually, your kids, anything, whatever it is you are, your kids don't want.
Right.
So the fact that I make an effort is utterly humiliating for my children. So my daughter has even said to me, why can't you just be like other moms? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, just dress normally. And I was like, well, what is normal? Well, just leggings and a sweatshirt. Why can't you just be like that? And I'm like, well, that's just not who I am. Like, you are so humiliating to be around. And my son was like a careers evening. And was working in town, and I said, oh, well, I'll come to the school and I'll meet you there. And I was wearing a fabulous pink dress. But
of course you were.
I probably would have changed, but I didn't have time because it ran over. So I just went straight to the school and I met him in the first talk, and then afterwards we connected, and he was like, don't even talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't even stand near me. Like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? And I didn't think it was that dramatic. It was just a nice pink dress, quite maxi dress. Nice, but I didn't think it was that remarkable. It wasn't like I was wearing like a sequin mini skirt and thigh-high boots or something, right?
Exactly.
It was very tame. I thought he was utterly mortified that, and of course, compared to all the other parents that were in their black puffer coat and trainers and jeans, I did stand out, right? And he just couldn't bear it. Didn't talk to me the whole night. Didn't want to be around me, near me, acknowledge me. And then when we got home, he was like, yeah, that was really useful. And actually the pink dress isn't such a big deal. I don't know why I made out to be. And I was like, but you know, it really hurts. It's just the way they're like, don't even talk to me. Get away from me. Don't walk with me. Don't talk to me. Everything about you is humiliating me right now.
Nicky.
And you've made an effort. You're looking nice. You're doing your best. And yes, of course, other people are going to look at me. And that's the thing, isn't it? All their friends are saying, oh, is that Ben's mom? Or who's that mom? Or, you know, and he just can't stand that. It's drawing attention to him and he doesn't want that.
That's the thing. For them, fitting in and blending in is like paramount, isn't it? So anything that threatens that is, you know, a no. Whereas, I mean, he'll get, you know, as he gets older and go, oh my God, look at my fabulous mom. I'm glad she was there, you know, looking amazing and being herself. But yeah, they're just teenagers. They're
just whatever you get, they don't want. So if I lived in leggings and sweatshirts, it would probably be like, Mom, could you make a bit of an effort and put some lipstick on, right? But because I roll out of bed with red lipstick on, no matter what the weather, they just like, oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. You are just so embarrassed. Yeah, so they just...
It's harsh.
It's really harsh. It's really hurtful. But I just take it as water off a duck's back because you know what? I'm not changing. I am who I am, and I think that's the message. Is like you are where you are. Yeah. I'm not trying to make you into something like me or change you from what you are.
Yeah.
And actually, we don't all want to be sheep. Why do you want to look like everyone else? Why not be an individual? And that's my message to them, but they just don't like. But
keep going with that message. It's such an important message because when I was at school, all I wanted to do was fit in, and I didn't, and I hated that I didn't. But now I'm so glad that I didn't because I've, you know, me being myself and being unique is it's a gift. It's my gift. It's my thing. Everyone's got it. Everyone's different and everyone's unique. And I think that's, you know, that's a really good message. So keep going, Nicky. Don't put on the leggings and the jumper unless you want to. I am partial to leggings and jumpers sometimes.
Of course.
But you know, do your thing. Wear your fabulous dresses. And I think it is a really good lesson that you're teaching them to just literally to be yourself. They'll be taking it in.
Yeah, and show up for your kids, right? Like I respect you and I respect the event, and I'm going to show up. I'm going to bring my best self. Because I love you.
Exactly. And you're there. Lucky that you're bloody there. You're a busy lady. Exactly. Oh, Nicky, I honestly love chatting to you. I feel like it's so inspiring and I just want to go out and I want to go and get some blazers actually because Nicky, as if you're watching this, Nicky's sitting in front of a rack of just an array of colours of blazers. And I was just saying to Nicky that last night I went out and I wore a really nice top. All I had to go with it was a cardi. And I was like, this is no. Because also I'm feeling going out at the moment. I don't know if you're feeling this, but I'm like, oh my God, I look great. And then I have to put on this massive puffer coat because it's so bloody freezing and rainy.
And that's why you need to have nice layers.
That's why I need a blazer or something underneath so that I can go, da-da, whip off the puffer coat and I'm there. So yeah, this is what I'm going to go and get a fabulous blazer now. Talking to Nicky's very expensive for me because I'm now thinking, right, I want to go and buy.
Well, I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money, and also I collect them over the years. So whenever I see a nice pop of colour, I collect it as a blazer, and that's the beauty. But I think living in England, if you don't have a selection of blazers, you know, you're just not ever going to look well put together because it's the weather's so intermittent all the time, and a blazer's just that little elevated layer.
Yes, an elevated layer. Needs. So you'd wear that under your big coat, basically. Yeah. Okay, great. This is a top tip. Everybody, you heard it here first. Get your blazers, get them under your big coats. And we've had some great tips from you today, Nicky, about just shaking off the cringe and being yourself. I love the idea of an alter ego. I love the idea of just embracing your uniqueness and not hiding your figure because you think, oh, it's not, you know, perfect, whatever. It's just appreciating who you are, and as you were saying, no one really cares anyway, do they?
No, exactly. No one cares. Everyone's worrying about themselves. Exactly. If you think how self-obsessed we are about ourselves, everyone is operating on that level.
Exactly.
So all people do is look at you and compare you to them. So if you're rocking a great outfit, they're just like, wow, well, look at what, geez, I'm even smaller than her and look how amazing she looks. Or,
Yeah.
or they're the same similar size. And they go, wow, I should wear more things like that. Or, it's always with a reference to them.
To them.
It's never you in isolation.
I love that. Thank you. It's just so lovely. It's been absolutely gorgeous chatting with you about all of this. And I think people listening are going to be really inspired and hopefully also have a laugh at some of our cringe moments from the days. So, Nicky, you've got loads going on at the moment. What would you love to tell our fabulous listeners about where they can find you and your amazing books?
Well, my book, Bolder Not Older, which I can show everyone here.
Oh, look at that. Oh, love it. Love it.
Available on Amazon and Waterstones, wherever you get your books. And, I'd love people to buy it and write a review and just really help push it. Other than that, please follow me on Instagram, Nicky Hambleton-Jones, desperately trying to claw in a few extra followers here and there.
Absolutely. It's a great Instagram as well. Loads of fab stuff going on in there. I follow Nicky and I absolutely love it. I will put her Instagram and links to your fabulous book all in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining me, Nicky. We've had a great time. What are you up to for the rest of your week? Have you got a fabulous week coming up?
I've got a few meetings. I'm on deadline, so I'm going to be doing lots of writing for Platinum. And my son is playing in a Nationals rugby game, so I'll be going to watch that. And I think we've got Parents' Evening to talk about the mock GCSE results, which is probably going to be a little bit of a shit show. So lots of excitement ahead. Yay.
And what are you going to wear for Parents' Evening, Nicky?
Well, it's online, so I always just make sure it's a bright top.
Nice. Yeah, okay.
Lots of lippy, lots of smiles.
Oh, good luck, darling. Good luck. Yeah,
Thank you.
Parents' Evening. I've got to go watch my daughter in a football match later as well. The one that she only told me about yesterday, and I was running around trying to find shin pads. So hopefully she'll be there with her shin pads. And it will all be fine. Trying to balance all of this and running around after our kids is tricky, isn't it, Nicky? But we do it. We do it. But thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Send in your cringe stories. We love hearing them. And we will see you next time on Cringe and Tell. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening to Cringe and Tell. If you have a cringy story, no matter how big or small, we can't wait to hear it. Send me a voice note or message on socials at The Funny Mummy UK, or drop me an email to cringeandtell@gmail.com. If you've enjoyed the podcast, why not subscribe, share it with your mates, and make sure to join me next time for more cringe and more laughs.